Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name's Meg, and I wanted to start this channel to kind of document things in my life that are going on. I have a big year, and this year, not only that I'm getting married, lots of things are happening, but I just kind of wanted to document my healing journey. I've been through a lot in the last couple of years, and yeah. So today's video is going to be about goals. I'm going to go over kind of the goals that I've set for April. I did go and make some really big goals in January, but those can kind of feel unattainable. So I like to break them up into kind of 12 different months, and I'm going to go over them today. So I have some categories that I've picked, 3 goals for each category, which is a little bit daunting. However, I think we can do them. So I've broken them up into personal goals, health goals, spiritual goals, career and education goals, and nutrition goals. If you see me looking down, I have my planner and my notebook that I've kind of written everything down just to help me keep on track. Otherwise, I will probably ramble. So the first is personal goals. I would like to continue therapy. This is a pretty easy goal for me. I've been going to therapy consistently for the last 2 years, and I love my therapist. She's fantastic, and I would like to stress the importance of prioritizing this every 2 weeks. I go every 2 weeks, and it's a normal routine for me. Sometimes I get a little bit nervous before, but I always feel a lot better after. I have made so many strides, specifically in my anxiety journey, and just my PTSD journey in the last couple of years, and I'd like to continue that. I will probably be in therapy for the rest of my life, and that's all good. The second one is shifting my mindset. So I tend to be negative a lot of the time. I tend to complain a lot. That's just what I have found out about myself. Just with my health struggles too, I tend to lean more to the negative side, and I really don't want to be that way. And I'm not saying that I need to be like, everything is good all the time, but I really want to work on being more positive in life, because being negative is just, everything doesn't need to be a big thing. So that's my second goal for personal goals. My third goal and final goal for this category is think about what I want in the next year. April marks my birthday, my 26th birthday. It's my golden birthday. So I want to kind of keep that in the back of my mind and think about what I want in this next year of life. Letting things go, not ruminating, having a joyful heart as a fiance and a soon-to-be wife. Yeah, and it's just going back to the negativity. Yeah, and so the next category is health goals. These are pretty straightforward. The first one is I'd like to work out 2 to 3 times a week. I think when I was making my big goals for 2026, I was like, I'm going to work out 7 days a week and it's going to be a good thing and blah, blah, blah. I have gone maybe 10 times since the year started, and I really want to prioritize my health and things like that. So I'd like to start off with going to Zumba twice a week. It happens twice a week, and it's not very far, and it's all good. So I'd like to prioritize that. Not have a not all or nothing mindset. The second goal for health would be outdoor walks. Getting fresh air makes you feel good, and it's good for your mental health. So same 2 to 3 times a week, I'd like to go for an outdoor walk now that the weather's starting to get better. So that'll be exciting. The third and final one for this category is I would like to get more education on health topics like burnout, movement, and nutrition. So through my workplace, I've been able to kind of get into a couple of trainings, but I'd also like to do the trainings on my own. So I'd like to do kind of self-development things. The next category is spiritual goals. So my first goal is I would like to implement daily Bible and devotions reading into my routine. I know that it's so important as a Christian to dive into the Word and read your devotionals and all that jazz. And I need to implement this into my routine. The second thing is I would like to plan a retreat. And I know that this is a big far goal, but I just need to take like the first step to be able to do that. So I need to reach out to a friend and see if we can tag team it together and go from there. And then the third one is that I'd like to start reflecting on Sunday's message. So when I go to church, I will generally take notes and then I'll just never look at them again, which I think is a little stupid. Because why would I write them down if I'm not referencing them again? So I would like to reflect on it in that week, and just kind of see what God has on my heart and all that stuff. So the next one is career and education. I kind of don't really have any education besides the trainings that I'd like to kind of pursue. So I kind of focused on career for this one. So the first career goal I have is staying on top of things. And I think I do a pretty good job at this. I'm pretty good at staying on top of things, but I tend to have this really long to-do list of every single thing that I have to do all the time. And it's overwhelming. And I tend to kind of get in my head and I'm not able to kind of get past that. And it's just, I procrastinate a little bit, some of the tasks, and I'd like to get better at that. I want to take a personal day at my workplace. I'm really thankful that we have personal days in our banks. And I'd like to take at least a personal or vacation day every month of this year, aside from the big holidays, because there is Easter and all that stuff. The next one is some questions that I kind of always ask myself. What am I good at and what can I improve on? So something that I reflected on and that I think that I'm good at is the turnaround time for like meeting minutes. I'm an administrator, so I do a lot of meeting minutes, a lot of admin stuff, and I'm in the healthcare kind of field. So I'm really good at turnarounds. We have a meeting within an hour, like all the meeting minutes are good to go. So I think that I'm really good at that. And something that I want to improve on is taking constructive criticism, not personally, because them asking me things or telling me things that they know I can do better at is just something that I need to get better at. I don't need to not worry about them so much because they're not attacking me personally, and that's something that I would really enjoy working at. The last and final category that I have on here is nutrition. So the first one is I would like to eat a vegetable every meal. I am so bad at eating vegetables. My diet is like a 5-year-old. I am very picky and I know that about myself and I'm working on it and it's fine. The second one, very practical, water intake. I'd like to have 2 Stanleys of like my Stanley's cups. I have these beautiful cups that I barely use. So I have an ice maker, all the things, and I just want to increase my water intake. And then the last and final thing is I want to work on my bread recipe. I find I like to make all of our bread products, but it's a little bit daunting. And half the time the bread's too hard, or I don't know, it gets stale really fast, or we don't eat it. And it's just, I'd like to get better at it. So yes, these are all my goals for April. And it's a little bit daunting right now, but I feel like these goals are attainable and they're easy to implement into my daily life. So if you'd like to let me know your goals in the comments below, if you want to, and we can kind of be each other's accountability partners. I'm so thankful that you're here, and thank you for joining me for my very first video on this channel, and I hope to see you soon. Bye guys.